Hi friends. In the previous session, we were discussing about Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law and how it is defined? And Ohm's law establishes the relationship between which parameter and which parameter. All the things we had a discussion in the previous session. And how, once again we ruminate, how Ohm's law is defined. The potential difference in the conductor or in the circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing in the circuit unless and until other factors, physical factors like temperature, pressure are remain at constant. Okay, so by Ohm's law, what we are getting out of it, it is telling that V means potential difference is directly proportional to Y. That means as and when you increase the potential difference, how you increase the potential difference? In general, we increase the potential difference for continuous flow, we establish a battery. So if you increase the power of the battery, it does mean that the flow of the current do increase. So whenever potential difference increases, automatically the circuit carries in the same way this current also gets increased. Okay, and we had a relation V is proportional to I and V by I is equal to R, where we called R as resistance, a constant, we termed it as resistance. And what is resistance? It is the property of the conductor. It is the property of the conductor to resist the flow of current. It doesn't mean that all the conductors are 100% giving conduction to the electricity. It doesn't mean that you take a conductor. Is a conductor means it is conducting electricity, it is allowing the flow of current through it. But doesn't mean that it is conducting 100%. The particles inside that particular conductor will oppose the flow of current. That is called resistance. So now the question arises, why? What factors affect the conductors to offer some sort of resistance towards flow of current? Though they are conductors, they are offering some sort of resistance to the flow of current. Why it is? Just we will know. You see, let us draw a conductor. This is a conductor being connected to a circuit, a battery or something else. Okay. Now you see, actually this conductor is having tiny particles as a part of its body construction. It is known to us that every body or every substance is made up of small tiny particles called atoms. In the same way, conductor is also having small tiny particle inside by which it is actually made up of. Unless until it is disturbed, all these particles are in neutral state. Already told you in previous sessions. But now we are just supplying power through battery. Potential difference is created. Flow of electrons will be there. The passage of current is like this. Flow of current is like this. Or flow of electrons is like this. This is flow of current. This is flow of electrons. You see, electrons will move from, this is minus now, this is plus, this is minus. Electrons will move from this side to this side. As and when this is connected like this, electrons will move like this. Okay, this is flow of electrons. While they are flowing through conductor, they themselves collide. You understand my point? they themselves collide. This electron will collide with another electron. That is one point. And this electron will collide with the particle of the substance, that metal particularly. So the particles of the conductor are being bombarded by the electrons. Now what happens? They get some sort of energy. What sort of energy? Kinetic energy. They get some sort of energy by which they vibrate. If anybody pushes you, what happens? You will have some movement in your body. In the same way, there is some sort of movement in the particles of the substance. They vibrate. Okay. When they vibrate, they contact another particle. What happens? They themselves collide. Particles got collided by the force of electrons. Now what happens? By the friction, one atom will lose the electrons, become positive, and some other atom which receives the electrons, that becomes negative. So basically the neutral particles of the conductor are becoming ions by the flow of electrons, because some sort of disturbance is there by the movement of electrons. Okay, when these positive ions got attached with the electrons, okay, this is the positive ion made by the collision. This is the electron that is flown through current. Okay, this is the electron. So this plus and minus, they got attracted. It is not giving place to these electrons to go. In this way, the way will be obstructed. In this way, the way will be obstructed for coming electrons. So that is the reason why that particular conductor is offering a resistance. The offering of resistance, that is differing from one metal to another metal. Okay, so the basic nature of resistance is coming because of the positive ions in the conductor. Okay, so the nature of material that offers a resistance. Okay, so some conductors offer more resistance to the flow of current. Some conductors, they offer very less resistance. If you take copper, it offers very less resistance. That's why we have been using copper as conduits in everywhere. We have been using wires and all in copper. They are made up of only copper because they are the best conductors. If you take nichrome, tungsten, they are the best resistors. That's why they have been used in electrical bulbs and some electrical appliances like heaters, iron boxes, or in all these things they have been used. So the nature of the material varies from metal to metal, conductor to conductor. So this is the concept regarding why the metals or the conductors offer resistance, and that we call as R. Okay, here V by I is R, a constant. What does it mean? It means whenever you find the ratio between potential difference and current flowing in it, at any section, the ratio remains constant. Okay, that is V by I is equal to R. How it is, we'll see. An experiment conducted in a way that whenever you are increasing potential difference, first you placed a 2 volts battery and you observe the current in it. and another time you inserted 4-volt battery and measured from ammeter, the circuit is showing 2 amps current, and you inserted 6 volts battery, increased the battery to 6 volts, and the circuit is showing reading of ammeter as 3 amps. Like this, it has been increased 8 volts potential difference, and the ammeter has shown 4 amps. Now we were asked to find how much actually the resistance is being offered by the resistor in the circuit. Okay, so if you plot this in the graph, taking potential difference in y-axis and current in x-axis, let us plot the things. What is the value of phi? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us plot 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What is the voltage potential difference? 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, what is that? 2, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 4. 3, 6. 4, 8. Okay. Now, you combine all the dots. Now we got a straight line. We got a straight line passing through origin. We got a straight line passing through origin. So when we plot a VI graph, okay, the line we received after plotting the points, the line that goes through origin indicates the resistance. Indicates what? Resistance. R. Okay. So you see, this is R. At every section, you take from every section, we can find R. Let us do how it is. You see here, I am just taking, is it visible? I am now taking the large triangle. First we will take large triangle. What is the large? How large triangle will come? You combine 4 and this point. Now you see, this is the large triangle. This is a right angle triangle. Right angle at this point. Okay. This is the angle theta. I already told you in my trigonometric classes, mathematics, what is tan theta? Tan theta is nothing but opposite side by adjacent side. For anything, slope indicates, this slope is being indicated by tan theta. Okay. Now, what is R here? R is the resistance, but R is the slope here. Okay. So, how you can take slope? Slope is indicated by, always, slope is indicated by tan theta. Okay. Now, tan theta is equal to, what is tan theta here? Tan theta is equal to, what is this? Opposite side. This is adjacent side. What is the length of this opposite side? 8 units. Is it visible? 8 by, what is adjacent side? 4. How much you got? 2. Tan theta means what? It is nothing but slope. What is slope? Slope is nothing but R. Therefore, R is equal to 2. At this instance, okay, at 8 volts potential difference, we got R is equal to 2. Okay. Now, let us consider another triangle by taking it third point. That means potential difference 6 and current 3. This level. At this instant, how much resistance it is offered, we will calculate now. So now you consider this triangle. Okay. If you see, R is equal to, slope is equal to tan theta is equal to what? Opposite side by adjacent side. What is opposite side? It is nothing but 6 units. 6 by, what is adjacent side? It is nothing but 3 units. 3, that is equal to 2. So we find here also r is equal to 2. In first instance also we got r is equal to 2. Here also we got r is equal to 2. Let us take another triangle. Now consider this triangle. That is the potential difference at 4 and current at 2. You consider this triangle. You see this triangle only, which I am plotting now. See this triangle only. What is tan theta here? Here also r is equal to tan theta. Tan theta means opposite side by adjacent side. What is the length of opposite side? It is nothing but 4. 4 by, what is adjacent side? This is 2 units. 2. Then how much it is? 2. Now also we got resistance as 2. Okay, let us consider another triangle, a small one. You consider this triangle, a small one. You see this triangle only, where it is I am showing. In this triangle, tan theta, slope r is equal to, tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. What is opposite side here? The length here, this length is 2 units. 2 by adjacent side. What is the horizontal distance? Only 1 unit. 1. R is equal to 2. So, in all the instances, we got R is equal to 2. That means the ratio between potential difference and flowing current is always constant. Okay, that is the Ohm's law that we proved through plotting a graph. Is it clear? You see, in the examination, in a board examination, he has given like this. There is a plot, VI graph is like this. He has shown one graph is showing this. This is numbered as 1, and another is a straight line passing through origin, and another is like this curve, third one. He numbered the graphs like this, number 1, number 2, number 3. He has asked us to find which graph is correct. 1 is correct, 2 is correct, 3 is correct. Which one is correct? Substantiate your answer. He has given like this. So this is only to know the thing. Subject is very wide. Let us at least go into 2 steps deep. Okay, here you see VI graph is a curved one, is inverted curve, or is a straight line. Always VI graph is a straight line passing through origin. So you have to take this one only. This is wrong, this is wrong. Okay, this is already was shown. Okay, but how? Just we will see from mathematics also. Actually, for a straight line, what is the equation for a straight line? In coordinate geometry, I hope this you have completed in 9th class. Y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c, where c is the intercept and m is the slope. Okay, when intercept of y is x is 0, c is 0, y is equal to mx, and that passes through origin. Okay, how I am just telling you the graph. If y is equal to mx plus c, the line will pass like this. This is c is y intercept. This is y is equal to mx plus c. It is also a straight line passing not from the origin but at a distance c from the origin. This is c is called y intercept and m is called slope. The line slope is called m. So mx plus c is the line. When it is passing through origin, then c becoming 0, then it is y is equal to mx. If it is in y is equal to mx, The straight line, it passes through origin. The y-intercept is 0, that's why it's passing through origin. If you see this equation, Vi is equal to IR, Vi is equal to R. If you consider Ohm's law, Vi is equal to R. That means V is equal to IR. That means V is equal to IR. That can be written as V is equal to Ri. There is no problem if you write like that. Now you just compare these two equations. Here Y, V. Here X, I. Here M, R. Now it is in the what form? It is in a straight line. It is in the form of a straight line that is passing through origin. Here you see Y represents V, M represents R, X represents I. It is in the same form, Y is equal to Mx. Always this form will support a line which passes through origin. That's why my answer, straight line passing through Vi graph passing through origin, is correct. I substantiate the answer. 2 is the correct one. You have to answer like this. Okay. So the concept of Ohm's law is very wide and is very interesting to learn. If you go through many problems, you can identify, you can stretch the subject very lengthy. But you have to confine to the syllabus given in the curriculum. I will stop this issue here itself. And we will solve the problems on it. Okay, tomorrow. So friends, I will end this session here. Tomorrow we will do problems on it, and we will also define the units for this. The unit for R is ohms, and how ohm is defined, and what is ohm. All the things we will learn tomorrow. Okay friends, if you like this video, please click on to like button. Please don't forget to click on to like button, because that is only encouragement. Okay, and share this video to all of your friends. And subscribe our channel. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, because whatever the videos we are making, automatically you will get updated with this. Hope definitely you will do it tomorrow. Bye.